Alzadaal's Legacy is the new Endwalker dungeon that dropped during the 6.1 patch. Both the encounters and the aesthetics are a lot of fun, and in this video I'm giving you a quick and easy preview of what you can expect and how to beat all the bosses. My name is Ivona from momsden.com, and if this is your first time on my channel, subbing is a good idea. I make simple FF14 guides that'll answer some of your questions in no time and give you some quick in-game wins. I also livestream on this channel quite a bit, so if you're a fan of awesome communities, in-game and other highlights, as well as Final Fantasy cooking streams, I'll see you around. The trash in Alzadaal's Legacy doesn't have too many mechanics to worry about. However, when you encounter Alzadaal's ramparts, make sure to focus on them, as they'll be summoning reinforcements up to 3 times until they're dealt with. The first boss you'll encounter is Ambujam, a giant glowing jellyfish. The first attack to consider is the Big Wave, which is unavoidable damage to all party members that leaves a bleed, so if you're a healer, be prepared. Then there's the Tentacle Dig, when you'll notice tentacles leaving white marks on the floor. At some random point, they will stop, and that's when you need to move as far from the stopping point as possible. It's best to be somewhat far away from them at all times during the moving too, as there's not a lot of time to dodge the circular AoE when it happens. Finally, there's the Toxic Fountain, which will be 3 series of circular AoEs around the combat area. Pay attention to which one is summoned first, and move accordingly to avoid the rest of them. Next up is the Armored Chariot, with the first ability being Articulated Bits. Basically, those will be spawned either in the corners or edges of the platform, and will fire a large line of AoE beams to their front. The boss will create a reflecting shield on 2 of its sides that will spread the beam outward. The corner bits are summoned in the corners, with either 1 or 2 marks above their head, which indicate the order they'll attack in. The boss will deflect their AoE, so make sure to stay away from the corners of the firing bits during the attack. Then there's the Edge Bits, which will get summoned around the edge of the arena. They do the same thing as the corner bits, except their frontline AoE is not deflected. The way to counter this is to find a safe spot between the line and the corner AoEs to avoid getting smacked. The next ability is the Fusion Ray, which is just an all-party damage, and all you need to do is heal through it. We also have Rail Cannon, which is a tank buster, so if you are one and you have a strong defensive cooldown, now is the time to use it. Finally, we've got the Graviton Cannon, which targets everyone with an AoE circle, and all you need to do is spread to avoid overlapping with your party members. Kapikulu is the final boss, and it starts off by casting billowing bolts around the edge of the arena, which are to be stayed away from. Then there's the spin out, when even more spikes get summoned, and all the players are pulled towards the boss. Then each player is wound up and spun out, with limited control over their movement direction. The best thing you can do is make the most of the little control you have, and point yourself away from the spikes while waiting to stop spinning. Another ability is the Cruel Slice, which is another tank buster, so use your defensive cooldowns here if you've got access to them. Next, we've got the Magnitude Opus, which is nothing but a stack marker, indicating that everyone should pile on top of the affected player. We've also got Wild Weave, which will be indicated by multiple drapes dropping from the ceiling of the arena. During Power Surge, Kapikulu will target one of the drapes, and all the drapes that are of the same color will explode, so make sure to stack around the drape that is the opposite color of the one he's targeting. Finally, there's the Rotary Gale, targeting all players with AoE circles, so just spread for this one, and that's that. That's pretty much all there is to the new dungeon. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments, and if you haven't subbed to the channel yet, make sure to do so now, as more quick and easy guides are coming your way. If you'd like to support the channel, you can do so here as a YouTube channel member or over on Patreon. And if this guide was useful to you and you'd like to leave a tip, you can do so through YouTube Thanks just under this video. Massive shout out of appreciation to everyone keeping me going, especially our alphas like Kathy Spear on YouTube memberships, as well as Andyman and Elijah Baker over on Patreon. Have fun in the dungeon, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.